The starship Voyager's Edge asterisk cut through the vast, star-studded expanse of space, a gleaming testament to human ingenuity and curiosity. Captain Elena Mirek, a veteran of space exploration, gazed out of the command deck's panoramic viewport, her eyes reflecting the cold light of distant stars. The mission was simple: reconnaissance of the outer sectors, a region uncharted and ripe with the potential for discovery. But what awaited them was beyond any expectation. The crew, a mix of seasoned officers and eager young scientists, busied themselves with their instruments, monitoring the deep void for anomalies. The ship's AI, Apollo, diligently processed the data, its synthetic voice occasionally breaking the silence to report findings. "Captain, detecting an unknown object bearing 216 Mark IV, Apollo announced, its tone betraying no sense of urgency. Elena approached the main console, her gaze fixed on the readings. "On screen," she ordered, her voice calm yet commanding. The view shifted, focusing on a distant object. As it zoomed in, the blurry shape sharpened into a vessel of alien design, its hull marked with symbols unknown to human eyes. The Voyager's Edge asterisk had stumbled upon a Threxian warship, a first contact with a species humanity had only speculated about. The bridge fell silent, every crew member holding their breath as the alien ship seemed to notice their presence, turning to face them. Tensions rose. This was a moment of monumental significance, fraught with danger. "Initiate first contact protocol," Elena instructed, her heart racing but her voice steady. She knew the risks, the potential for a misunderstanding that could lead to conflict. Yet the possibility of peaceful interaction, of opening a channel between civilizations, urged her on. Apollo transmitted a greeting in every known language and several theoretical ones, a beacon of humanity's desire for peace. They waited for a response, seconds stretching into eternity. The reply, when it came, was not through communications, but action. The Threxian ship powered up its weapons, a clear indication of hostility or perhaps fear. Elena's decision was instantaneous. "Evasive maneuvers, Apollo! Get us out of here!" The Voyager's Edge asterisk lurched as it darted away, the vast power of its engines propelling it into the safety of hyperspace. Behind them, the Threxian ship did not pursue, its message clear. Humanity was not welcome. In the aftermath, Elena stood reflective, the weight of the encounter heavy on her shoulders. This first contact had not gone as hoped, but it was a beginning, the start of humanity's foray into a broader universe teeming with life and, inevitably, conflict. The encounter with the Threxians would serve as a stark reminder of the challenges ahead, of the need for strength and unity in the face of the unknown. For Elena and her crew, the journey back to Earth would be one of preparation, for they were the bearers of a new era, one in which humanity would have to stand firm against the vast and mysterious forces of the cosmos. As the Voyager's Edge asterisk made its way home, the stars seemed to watch in silent anticipation, the eternal witnesses to humanity's indomitable spirit and its quest to find its place among the celestial tapestry. In the dimly lit command center of the Threxian warship asterisk, Harbinger of Silence asterisk, Colonel Zarak studied the fleeing human vessel with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. The humans, a species barely making their mark on the cosmic stage, had ventured far from their home, only to stumble upon the Threxians, a race seasoned by centuries of galactic conquest and diplomacy. Zarak, a towering figure among his kind, with a reputation for both brilliance and brutality, turned to his subordinates, his voice a low growl. "Pursue them. Let us capture one of their kind. I wish to see these humans up close." The pursuit was swift, a testament to Threxian efficiency and technological superiority. Within hours, a small human vessel, not the Voyager's Edge asterisk, but another caught straying into Threxian territory, was disabled and boarded. Among the captured was Lucas Webb, a young engineer with no combat training, his face marked by fear, yet resolved not to show it. As he and his crewmates were paraded before Zarak, the alien colonel's gaze lingered on Lucas, sensing his fear but also an underlying spark of defiance. "You," Zarak pointed at Lucas with a taloned finger, "you will be my guest. The rest will be detained." His command left no room for negotiation, his interest in Lucas peculiar and unsettling. In a private chamber, Zarak observed Lucas with a predatory interest. "So fragile," he mused, speaking more to himself than to Lucas. "It is a wonder your species has survived at all." Lucas, despite his fear, met Zarak's gaze. "Survival isn't about strength alone," he retorted, his voice steadier than he felt. "It's about adaptability, intelligence, and the will to live." Zarak laughed, a sound that echoed ominously off the chamber walls. "Is that so? Then let us put your will to live to the test." He decided then and there to make an example of Lucas, to demonstrate Threxian superiority through him. The following day, Zarak assembled his crew in the ship's combat arena, a brutal stage where strength and skill were celebrated, and weakness was ruthlessly exposed. Lucas was brought forth, the embodiment of human vulnerability in the eyes of the Threxians. Zarak addressed the gathered crowd, his voice booming. "Today, we test the mettle of a human, a representative of a species that dares to venture into the stars. Let us show him the folly of his ways." Lucas was given no armor, no weapon, save for his wits and his resolve. The opponent Zarak selected was a seasoned Threxian warrior, armed and armored, a clear mismatch intended to underscore human frailty. As the battle commenced, Lucas's mind raced. He had no illusions about winning in a direct confrontation. Instead, he focused on evasion, using his agility to dodge the warrior's blows, seeking an opening, any advantage. The Threxians, expecting a swift defeat, grew restless as Lucas managed to hold his own, not through strength but through cunning and speed. Each dodge, each moment he survived, turned the crowd's mockery into a grudging respect. Zarak watched, his interest piqued. This human, Lucas, was proving more resilient than expected, challenging the Threxian preconception of strength and survival. The colonel's laughter had ceased, replaced by a thoughtful silence as he contemplated the implications of this unexpected display of human tenacity. Lucas's heartbeat thundered in his ears, each dodge and weave drawing gasps and murmurs from the Threxian spectators. The arena, a crucible of alien judgment, became his stage. As the Threxian warrior lunged with relentless ferocity, Lucas's mind raced for a solution, any sliver of opportunity to turn this spectacle to his advantage. In a daring move, Lucas feinted to the left before rolling to the right, narrowly avoiding a crushing blow that would have ended the contest. The Threxian warrior, caught off balance by the unexpected agility of this frail human, stumbled, providing Lucas with a precious moment. With no weapons but his wit, Lucas spotted the control panel of the arena's environmental system on the wall. Darting towards it, he tapped into his engineering expertise, a skill set his captors had underestimated. With a few swift adjustments, he triggered a dense fog, enveloping the arena in a cloak of confusion. The Threxians roared in frustration, their vision obscured. Lucas used this to his advantage, moving silently, a ghost among shadows. The warrior, disoriented and unable to locate Lucas, became the subject of his own ridicule, the tables turned by human ingenuity. Zarak, from his vantage point, watched the unfolding drama with a mixture of surprise and irritation. This human survival, his ability to adapt and manipulate the environment, was a revelation. It challenged the core Threxian belief in the supremacy of strength overall. As the fog cleared, Lucas stood alone in the center of the arena, the Threxian warrior, nowhere in sight. He had used the chaos to trick the warrior into incapacitating himself against the arena walls. The crowd fell into a stunned silence before a few begrudging claps echoed, growing into a rumble of applause. Zarak remained silent, his gaze locked on Lucas, reassessing not just the man but humanity itself. After the contest, Lucas was returned to his cell, not as a defeated prisoner but as a competitor who had earned a measure of respect among the Threxians. However, the victory was bittersweet. Lucas knew this demonstration of human resourcefulness would likely provoke Zarak to accelerate his plans against Earth. That night, in the solitude of his confinement, Lucas was visited by Tira, a Threxian who had been quietly observing the human since his capture. Moved by his bravery and ingenuity, Tira offered Lucas her assistance, warning him of Zarak's intentions to launch a preemptive strike on Earth. "Your people are in grave danger," Tira whispered, her voice a mix of fear and defiance. Zarak sees your survival in the arena not as a sign of individual strength, but as a threat that must be eradicated. Lucas, understanding the weight of Tira's words, knew he had to act. With her help, he began to plan his escape, not just for his own freedom, but to warn Earth of the impending Threxian aggression. The stakes had risen beyond personal survival to the fate of his world. The night grew deeper as Lucas and Tira whispered strategies and plotted courses, their alliance a beacon of hope in the shadow of impending war. Lucas's victory in the arena had been a spark, but the coming conflict would be a wildfire that could consume worlds. The thought weighed heavily on him, a burden he accepted with a determined resolve. Humanity's place among the stars, once a dream of exploration and discovery, had become a fight for survival. Under the cover of darkness, Lucas and Tira moved stealthily through the corridors of the Threxian warship Harbinger of Silence *. Their plan, born of desperation and a newfound bond between human and Threxian, was audacious. Lucas, equipped with nothing but his ingenuity and a stolen communicator, aimed to send a warning to Earth about Zarak's plans. Tira, betraying her own kind for reasons she held close, guided Lucas towards the ship's communication array. Her familiarity with the ship's layout and security protocols was invaluable, yet each step they took was fraught with risk. The ship, a labyrinth of steel and shadow, buzzed with the activity of its crew, oblivious to the traitors in their midst. As they neared the communication array, Lucas's thoughts raced. The fate of Earth, unaware and unprepared for the looming Threxian threat, weighed heavily on him. He knew that even a whisper of a warning might tilt the scales in humanity's favor. The communication array, a hub of alien technology, loomed before them. Tira, with a practiced hand, disabled the nearby security sensors, granting Lucas precious minutes to transmit his message. Lucas worked quickly, adapting the alien technology to send a burst transmission to Earth, encoded with everything he knew about the Threxians' plans and capabilities. Just as the transmission was sent, an alarm blared, their presence detected. Tira and Lucas exchanged a look of grim determination before making their escape, knowing full well that capture would mean death, or worse. Their flight through the ship was a blur of close calls and narrow escapes, with Threxian soldiers in hot pursuit. Lucas marveled at Tira's agility and resolve, traits he had come to admire in his unlikely ally. Together they fought their way to the ship's hangar, where a small, single-pilot craft awaited. As they boarded the craft, Lucas took one last look at Tira, understanding the magnitude of her sacrifice. She had chosen to stay behind, her fate sealed by her act of treason. "Go! Warn your people," she implored, her eyes betraying a hint of fear and hope. "Make my betrayal count." With a heavy heart, Lucas piloted the craft out of the hangar, evading Threxian fire as he made his jump to hyperspace, bound for Earth. Behind him, the Harbinger of Silence loomed large, a symbol of the threat that awaited humanity. The journey back to Earth was fraught with tension. Lucas, alone with his thoughts, replayed his escape, Tira's sacrifice, and the encounter in the arena. He realized that the Threxians, for all their might, were not invincible. Humanity had a chance, however slim, to stand against the coming storm. Upon his arrival, Lucas's message sparked a flurry of activity. Governments, previously divided by petty squabbles, united in the face of external threat. Military strategists and scientists worked tirelessly to decipher the information Lucas had brought, using it to fortify Earth's defenses and to develop strategies to counter the Threxian advantage. Lucas, once just an engineer, found himself at the heart of humanity's preparations for war. His first-hand experience with the Threxians, combined with his unexpected bravery, made him an invaluable asset. As Earth braced for the Threxian onslaught, Lucas's thoughts drifted to Tira, hoping that her sacrifice would not be in vain. The stage was set for a confrontation of galactic proportions. Humanity, once a mere spectator in the cosmic dance, was now a participant, fighting not just for survival, but for its place among the stars. The chess pieces were moving, and the game was about to begin. The news of Lucas Webb's daring escape and the impending Threxian threat spread like wildfire across Earth. Governments, previously entangled in terrestrial disputes, found a common ground in the face of extraterrestrial aggression. The United Nations convened an emergency session, declaring a state of global unity and preparedness not seen since the darkest days of the 20th century. Lucas, now heralded as a hero and a harbinger of the looming war, was debriefed by a coalition of world leaders and military strategists. His account of Threxian technology, tactics, and most importantly, the humanity he encountered in Tira provided invaluable insights. It was a spark that ignited Earth's resolve to defend itself against the alien threat. In secret facilities and public institutions alike, scientists and engineers pooled their knowledge, working around the clock to innovate and adapt human technology. Lucas's first-hand experience with Threxian technology, particularly his improvisation in the arena, inspired new lines of research into electronic warfare and stealth tactics. Military forces across the globe were mobilized, undergoing rigorous training regimes designed to prepare them for unconventional warfare. Special units dubbed Lucas Brigades were formed, specializing in guerrilla tactics and leveraging human ingenuity and adaptability, the very traits that had allowed Lucas to survive against the Threxians. Propaganda campaigns, reminiscent of those from world wars, proliferated, highlighting Lucas's story and the unity of Earth's people in the face of an external threat. These narratives bolstered public morale, painting the coming conflict not just as a battle for survival, but as a crusade for humanity's rightful place in the cosmos. Amidst the preparations, Lucas struggled with the weight of his newfound status. He was no soldier, yet he found himself at the forefront of a global effort to confront an alien empire. His thoughts often returned to Tira, her sacrifice, and the complex reality of the Threxians, a race capable of both merciless aggression and profound acts of individual bravery. As Earth's forces readied themselves, a fleet of human ships, constructed in record time and armed with the latest technological innovations, assembled in orbit. The Voyager's Edge Asterisk, under the command of Captain Elena Mirek, who had first encountered the Threxians, served as the flagship of this hastily formed armada. The mood among the crew and troops was a mix of determination and apprehension. They were not just fighting for their homes and families, but also for the countless generations that would follow. The weight of their task was immense, but so too was their resolve. Lucas, standing on the deck of the Voyager's Edge Asterisk, looked out into the vast expanse of space. The stars, once symbols of hope and exploration, now marked the battlefield for humanity's greatest challenge. As the fleet prepared to warp to the asteroid belt, the site of the anticipated first confrontation with the Threxians, Lucas felt a sense of clarity. The coming battle was not just a test of military might, but a testament to human resilience. Earth was united, its people ready to face the unknown. The Threxians had awakened a sleeping giant, one that would fight with every ounce of ingenuity, courage, and determination it possessed. The stage was set, and humanity was ready to prove its worth in the cosmic arena. As Earth's united fleet made its approach to the asteroid belt, the vast expanse of rock and ice became a strategic battleground. Captain Elena Mirek, aboard the Voyager's Edge Asterisk, coordinated the movements of the fleet, hidden among the asteroids to leverage the element of surprise against the Threxian armada. The tension was palpable. Every crew member knew the significance of the upcoming confrontation. Lucas Webb, though not a soldier, found himself on the bridge, his knowledge of Threxian tactics invaluable. The Threxian fleet, confident in its technological superiority, advanced methodically, unaware of the trap that awaited them. The first strike was a masterstroke of human ingenuity and bravery. Small manned fighters, piloted by the best of Earth's pilots, darted out from their hiding spots, using the asteroids for cover. They launched a barrage of missiles at the Threxian ships, exploiting their slow reaction to the sudden close-quarters ambush. Lucas watched, heart racing, as the Threxians scrambled to counter the attack. The human fighters, nimble and unpredictable, weaved through the Threxian response fire, their maneuvers a testament to human adaptability and courage. Captain Mirek seized the moment of confusion among the Threxian ranks to launch the second phase of her plan. The Voyager's Edge Asterisk, along with several other capital ships, emerged from behind a particularly large asteroid, opening fire with all cannons. The Threxian flagship, caught off guard, sustained significant damage, its shields flickering under the onslaught. Lucas, observing the battle unfold, suggested an audacious plan. Using a small detachment of ships to create a diversion, they could simulate a retreat, luring a portion of the Threxian fleet into a narrow passage within the asteroid belt, where hidden mines and explosive charges awaited. Captain Mirek, recognizing the plan's potential, gave the order. The ruse worked flawlessly. Several Threxian ships, eager to pursue what they perceived as fleeing human vessels, were caught in the explosive trap, suffering heavy casualties. The tide of the battle began to turn. The Threxians, realizing they had underestimated their human adversaries, attempted to regroup and mount a counteroffensive. But the humans, emboldened by their early successes, pressed their advantage. Lucas's role in the battle, though not on the front lines, was crucial. His insights into Threxian psychology and tactics allowed Earth's forces to stay one step ahead, turning potential traps into opportunities and exploiting every Threxian misstep. As the battle reached its climax, a daring maneuver by Captain Mirek brought the Voyager's Edge asterisk alongside the Threxian flagship. In a moment that would be remembered in the annals of human history, the two ships exchanged broadsides at point-blank range, a testament to the courage and resolve of their crews. The Threxian flagship, heavily damaged and unable to maintain its offensive, initiated a retreat, signaling a wider withdrawal of the Threxian forces. The Battle of the Asteroid Belt, against all odds, was a decisive victory for Earth. As the adrenaline of battle faded, Lucas and the crew of the Voyager's Edge asterisk took stock of their victory. They had proven that humanity could not only defend itself against a superior enemy, but could also outthink and outmaneuver them. The victory was not without cost. Many brave souls had been lost. Yet in the aftermath, as the fleet regrouped and prepared to return to Earth, there was a palpable sense of hope. The battle had shown the galaxy that humanity was a force to be reckoned with, capable of standing up to the Threxians and defending its place among the stars. The Battle of the Asteroid Belt would go down as the first major conflict in this interstellar war, a clear demonstration of human tenacity, ingenuity, and the unbreakable spirit of unity in the face of adversity. In the aftermath of the Battle of the Asteroid Belt, humanity's morale soared. The victory had been a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. However, Lucas Webb and the leaders of Earth knew that the war was far from over. The Threxians, stunned by their defeat, would undoubtedly retaliate with even greater force. It was imperative to gather intelligence on the enemy's next move. Lucas volunteered for a covert mission, leveraging the Threxian communicator he had retained. The plan was audacious: infiltrate the Threxian command ship, now stationed in the outer reaches of the solar system, to gather intelligence and, if possible, sabotage their operations. Equipped with a stealth module retrofitted from Threxian technology and his deep understanding of their systems, Lucas embarked on his solo journey. The journey through space was tense, every passing moment filled with the possibility of detection. Yet the stealth technology held, rendering Lucas's small craft invisible to Threxian sensors. Penetrating the Threxian command ship was a testament to Lucas's bravery and skill. Using an external maintenance hatch, he managed to enter the ship, finding himself in a maze of corridors and chambers, each step taking him deeper into the heart of the enemy. Inside, Lucas witnessed the Threxians in their element, a civilization built on conquest and control. He moved carefully, avoiding patrols and utilizing his makeshift communicator to hack into the ship's internal systems. His goal was the Central Intelligence Hub, a repository of strategic data crucial to the Threxian war effort. The hub was heavily guarded, a fortress within the ship. Lucas used his knowledge of Threxian technology to create distractions, triggering alarms in distant sectors to draw guards away. In a blend of courage and desperation, he accessed the hub, downloading vital data onto his device. The intelligence Lucas gathered was invaluable: locations of Threxian fleets, plans for upcoming assaults, and, most crucially, the existence of a Threxian superweapon capable of devastating entire planets. With the data secured, Lucas began his perilous escape, evading pursuit through the narrow corridors of the ship. As he neared his extraction point, the ship was put on high alert. Zarak, the Threxian colonel who had once underestimated Lucas, now recognized the threat he posed. A relentless chase ensued, with Lucas dodging Threxian soldiers relying on his wits and the element of surprise to survive. In a heart-stopping finale, Lucas reached his craft, launching into space as Threxian fire rained around him. The stealth module flickered to life, a ghostly specter against the backdrop of stars, as he made his escape, leaving the Threxian command ship in turmoil. Back on Earth, Lucas's intelligence fueled a new wave of strategic planning. The revelation of the Threxian superweapon galvanized the efforts to strengthen Earth's defenses and to seek out potential allies among other civilizations that had suffered under Threxian dominion. Lucas, once again hailed as a hero, felt the weight of his actions. His mission had not only provided hope, but it also highlighted the stark reality of the war. The battle for humanity's survival was just beginning, and the path ahead was fraught with danger and uncertainty. Yet, in the face of overwhelming odds, Earth stood united, ready to defend its freedom and its place in the cosmos. Armed with the critical intelligence gathered by Lucas Webb, Earth's leaders devised a bold plan to thwart the Threxian superweapon and seize the initiative in the war. The information pointed to a vulnerable phase in the weapon's charging cycle, a narrow window when it could be disabled without triggering its devastating payload. The catch was the need for a direct assault on the Threxian stronghold, a heavily fortified system deep within enemy territory. The Voyager's Edge Asterisk, under Captain Elena Mirek, was chosen to lead the assault, accompanied by a fleet composed of Earth's finest ships and bravest souls. Lucas, despite his non-military background, insisted on joining the mission, his knowledge of Threxian technology and tactics proving invaluable in the planning stages. As the fleet made its approach, stealth technology masked their advance, slipping past Threxian patrols to reach the target system. The stronghold loomed ahead, a daunting fortress surrounded by defense platforms and patrolling warships. The battle commenced with a fierce exchange of fire, human ingenuity pitted against Threxian might. Lucas, aboard the Voyager's Edge Asterisk, coordinated with the fleet's cyber warfare units to disrupt the enemy's communications and sensor arrays, creating chaos within the Threxian ranks. Simultaneously, specialized boarding parties, including Lucas, launched in swift assault crafts towards the superweapons control station. The fight through the station was grueling. Corridor by corridor, room by room, the human forces pushed forward, facing fierce resistance from the Threxian defenders. Lucas, leading a squad, utilized every bit of his knowledge and experience to outmaneuver the enemy, inching closer to the weapon's core. Meanwhile, in space, the battle raged on. The Voyager's Edge Asterisk and its accompanying vessels engaged in a deadly dance with Threxian warships, trading blows in a testament to the resolve and courage of their crews. Captain Mirek, directing the battle, managed to outflank the Threxian flagship, delivering a crippling blow that turned the tide in favor of Earth's forces. Inside the control station, Lucas and his team reached the superweapon's core. With time running out and the charging cycle nearing completion, they worked feverishly to implement the sabotage plan. The tension was palpable, each second stretching into eternity as the team bypassed security protocols and initiated the shutdown sequence. As the countdown halted mere moments before activation, a wave of relief washed over Lucas and his team. They had succeeded. The superweapon was disabled, a critical blow to the Threxian war effort. The mission, however, was far from over. With the stronghold's defenses in disarray, the human fleet pressed the advantage, targeting critical infrastructure and crippling the Threxian capacity to retaliate. The victory was hard-fought and costly, but it marked a turning point in the war. Humanity had not only survived the Threxian onslaught, but had also delivered a decisive counterblow that shifted the balance of power. The destruction of the superweapon sent a clear message across the galaxy. Earth was no longer a nascent civilization to be trifled with, but a formidable force in its own right. In the aftermath, as the fleet returned to Earth, Lucas and the others were celebrated as heroes. Yet the victory was tempered by the knowledge that the war was far from over. The Threxians, though weakened, were not defeated. The battle for freedom and for humanity's place among the stars continued, but now with renewed hope and determination. Earth had proven its mettle, and in doing so, had earned the respect of friends and foes alike across the galaxy. The aftermath of the destruction of the Threxian superweapon reverberated through the cosmos, sowing seeds of doubt among the Threxian ranks and galvanizing the resolve of humanity and its newfound allies. Earth's intelligence networks, bolstered by the information Lucas had initially provided, now intercepted fragmented communications hinting at unrest within the Threxian Empire. At the heart of this turmoil was Colonel Zarak, whose ambition and ruthlessness had led to the current quagmire. Lucas, now a figure of legend among Earth's populace and a strategic mastermind within the military, proposed a daring plan to capitalize on this unrest. Capture Zarak. The plan was not merely about removing a key Threxian leader, but about sending a message of resilience and retribution. The Earth Council, recognizing the potential for such a mission to demoralize the Threxians and rally further interstellar support, gave their approval. The operation was meticulously planned, involving feints and diversions across multiple systems to draw out Zarak's forces, leaving him vulnerable. Lucas, alongside a select team of Earth's elite forces, embarked on this mission, understanding the symbolic and strategic importance of their target. Zarak, overconfident in his supremacy and underestimating the audacity of his human adversaries, found himself outmaneuvered. A series of coordinated strikes disabled his flagship's defenses, allowing Lucas and his team to board and engage in a fierce battle towards the command deck. The confrontation between Lucas and Zarak was inevitable. They faced off amid the chaos of battle, the history of their encounters, a mix of grudging respect and intense rivalry, fueling their determination. Zarak, a formidable warrior, was driven by pride and the belief in Threxian superiority. Lucas, embodying human resilience and ingenuity, fought not for personal glory, but for the future of his people. Their duel was a clash of ideologies as much as a physical battle. Lucas, leveraging his experience and the tactics he had honed throughout the war, managed to outmaneuver Zarak. In a decisive moment, with the Threxian commander at his mercy, Lucas chose not to deliver the final blow. Instead, he offered Zarak a choice: surrender and work towards a peaceful resolution, or continue the path of destruction, assured mutual annihilation. Zarak, faced with the reality of his situation, defeated not by brute force but by the very qualities he had mocked in humans, tenacity, creativity, and the capacity for mercy, chose surrender. His capture marked the turning point in the Threxian conflict, a moment when the tide irrevocably turned in favor of Earth and its allies. The news of Zarak's capture spread quickly, demoralizing the Threxian forces and emboldening those who had suffered under their yoke. Systems that had been under Threxian control began to rebel, seeing a chance for freedom and self-determination. Back on Earth, Lucas's return with Zarak in custody was met with celebration. It was more than a military victory. It was a symbol of hope, of a future where humanity could stand as equals among the stars. Zarak's fall, brought about by the very human soldier he had once dismissed as weak, was a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who refused to be defined by their adversaries. As Earth prepared for the next phase of the conflict, now with the advantage of holding a key Threxian leader, there was a sense of cautious optimism. The war was not over, but for the first time, a path to peace seemed possible. Lucas, standing among his comrades, knew that the battles ahead would test them in ways they could scarcely imagine. Yet he also knew that they had already achieved the impossible, changing the course of history through their courage and unity. The capture of Colonel Zarak proved to be the catalyst for change on a galactic scale. In the weeks that followed, the Threxian Empire, already weakened by internal strife and the loss of their superweapon, found itself besieged not only by humanity and its allies, but by its own suppressed factions seeking autonomy. The once monolithic threat that loomed over the cosmos began to crumble, giving way to negotiations for peace and the restructuring of power throughout the galaxy. Lucas Webb, the engineer-turned-soldier who had become a symbol of hope and resilience for humanity, found himself at the center of these monumental events. He was not alone. Alongside him were the heroes of Earth's united forces, diplomats, and even former enemies, all working towards a common goal of lasting peace. The peace talks were held on neutral ground, a space station orbiting a planet that had seen its share of Threxian oppression. The discussions were tense, fraught with centuries of grievances and the scars of recent battles. Yet, the presence of Zarak, now a figure seeking redemption for his people, and Lucas, the embodiment of human determination, served as powerful reminders of the possibility for change. Lucas, during the talks, advocated for a galaxy where cooperation outweighed conquest, where civilizations could share knowledge and resources for mutual benefit. He spoke not just as a soldier who had fought against the Threxians, but as a visionary who believed in the potential for unity among the diverse peoples of the stars. The treaty that emerged was groundbreaking. It established a galactic council, a body representing all sentient species with the power to mediate disputes and oversee joint efforts in exploration, defense, and technological advancement. The Threxians, their military might significantly reduced, agreed to reparations and to a period of disarmament, overseen by a coalition of the most affected civilizations. Back on Earth, the news of the treaty was met with jubilation. Humanity had not only survived the threat of annihilation, but had emerged as a key player on the interstellar stage. The celebrations were tempered by the memory of those lost in the conflict, but their sacrifices were honored in the peace that had been achieved. Lucas, standing before a crowd gathered to commemorate the signing of the treaty, felt a mix of emotions. Pride for what humanity had accomplished, sorrow for the friends and comrades lost, hope for the future. He spoke of the journey they had undertaken, of the battles fought not just with weapons, but with the strength of their convictions. He spoke of a new dawn for humanity, one that they had all played a part in ushering in. As the ceremonies concluded, Lucas looked out into the night sky, now a canvas of possibilities. The stars, once distant and indifferent, were now beacons leading the way to new adventures, new challenges, and a new era of cooperation among the galaxy's myriad civilizations. The story of alien Colonel laughed at weak human soldier, lives to regret it, was not just about a war. It was about the transformation of a species, of an individual, and of the galaxy itself. It was a testament to the power of unity, courage, and the unyielding spirit of those who dare to dream of a better tomorrow. As the galaxy turned its gaze forward, so too did humanity, stepping into a future where Earth was a valued member of a vast interstellar community. The challenges ahead were many, but for the first time in history, humanity would not face them alone. The dawn of a new era had arrived, promising adventures beyond the wildest dreams of those who had once looked up at the stars and wondered what mysteries lay beyond.